Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Shreya Tayen. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. You guys, I just came back from one day of the most needed rest, and I have a confession. I really didn't rest. I was still working. I don't know such thing called rest. But it was nice to not have to worry about, anything beyond ordinary or doing anything extraordinary. Let's just say that. Of course, I did my workings. I did my readings for those that you who have purchased your readings. And here I am, ready to deliver you this beautiful Karmic's report. I'm going to start off with the way the divine masculine feels about the karmic first, and then we'll get into the way that he feels about you. This is a real serious love triangle, okay? But we're going to get to the heart of the matter, and we're really going to dig deep into the matters of the heart on this reading. And so I don't have any announcements because I have just been pretty much in chill mode, in recovery mode, pouring into myself. Even though I've been working still, I haven't done anything that I feel that I need to bring to your attention besides the fact that please remember to comment. The shift has hit the fan because it most truly have. We are truly in this integration process, being in 5D, transmuting, transforming, and this is just a whole new place of being, and a lot of us are not making the shift. And so tomorrow I will make a video about how to ease your way into this shift with grace and not to put up resistance, because I've been seeing a lot of comments that have really alarmed me to the fact that, as a divine feminine and masculine, you have to be set and true in your autonomy 100%. You cannot be on this 3D plane or you will lose the battle. And I've been seeing a lot of people still clinging to religion. This is not judgment, but I'm telling you, to be a true divine feminine and divine masculine, you have to let go of traditions of men. This is the very thing that people cling to, is the very thing that warned you. Jesus told you not to cling to the traditions of men, and yet and still this is what you guys are doing. Okay? But I'm going to get into that tomorrow. That's not going to be tonight. All right, let me go ahead and call in some help. I call in all 6 elements. I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. And I also call upon the highest of the highest of the high, which is Yod-He-Vahe, who will be able to give me the information that is necessary for this reading in all directions, time and space, past, present, and future. And so it is. First, we're going to start off with Mrs. Karmic, okay? And the way that the DM feels with her. With the Ace of Cups, this lets me know that preferably they have a son together, because with the Ace of Cups, it's usually a boy. They have a child together, or it could be children in general, okay? Take it how it resonates. And remember, this is not a personal reading. This is a general reading, although my readings are personal, technically, because I am all the clairs, okay? I am claircognizance, I'm clairsentience, okay, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and I feel, I smell, I have an inner knowing, and I see. For those of you who do not know what all the clairs that I just mentioned are, that's what it means in layman terms. So anyway, I don't need cards, but I use the cards to give you a visual so you can follow me, so I don't lose you, and so it can resonate with you on a deeper level, okay? So they're in this place, the karmic and your DM, where they're stuck, Okay, they're in the stuck energy. They don't know what they're going to do with each other. They don't know what they're going to do about the relationship. They have a deep connection. Okay, he cares for her, but I wouldn't necessarily call it love, because this divine masculine that we're dealing with here, he is more into himself and what women do for him. And that's what he equates love with. That's his definition of love, is what you're willing to do for him. You see. And to the extent of what you're ready and willing to do for him is the extent that he will show you love back. And once he's not getting that reciprocated, he moves on to the next person that will. Okay. You're dealing with someone that I feel like has player energy. You see, this divine masculine is a Casanova. And so many times he is trying to restart and have a new start with old karmic. We're going to get to you, but we're talking about how he feels about karmic right now. He has put you in the third party energy, a love triangle, where he's confused. He has taken the love that he has for you and he's given it to her. And with that being said, he knows that this is toxic. This is a toxic situation. He knew that it was toxic getting into this situation, because before he moved away from you, he was in contact with her. They spoke for a long time. Okay? I would say a little bit of a year or more. So they were in contact. This person that your divine masculine is with, not only did they have a past life together, but they had a past love affair in this lifetime. And it doesn't make sense, because if you couldn't get it right in the previous lifetimes, you couldn't get it right in this lifetime. You're still trying to get it right in this lifetime. Some of the divine masculines do not have a child by this person, but this person has a child that your divine masculine has grown an affinity to and an attachment to. And he don't want to break this little girl's or little boy's heart. So therefore, he is staying, even though it's toxic, because he's the type of person where he wants children. But he doesn't have any children of his own. Okay, this is the other divine masculine, and this is for the other counterparts that are experiencing this love triangle. I feel that it's one of those things where you couldn't give him a child, or you couldn't produce a child, even though I feel like for some of you, you've had miscarriages by this divine masculine. The very fact that this is new to him, it's entertaining. And even though, hear me out when I say this is new for him. This is new for him this is as far as they have been able to go. The first time that they were, kicking it, they were just like in a situationship. They weren't in a real relationship. And so when he got with you, he started thinking about all the other things he could be entertaining, all the other people and situations that he could be entertaining other than you. And so he started giving his love offer and his cup to this person. And I don't feel like it's just this person. I feel like it was many women, but she was the one that stole his heart because she reminded him of you. She has a lot of personality traits like you, but the only difference is, and we'll get to that when we get to your part of the reading, she's not as smart as you. She's smart, but you supersede intelligence as far as a woman is concerned. You are a highly intellectual being, and this is one of the things that scares your divine masculine about you. It scares him away from you because he cannot play mind games and head games with you the way that he plays mind games and head games with her. And they both play mind games and head games with each other, which is represented by the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords represents lying and cheating, okay, and betrayal. They have cheated on each other. They have messed around with each other, but then they come back together and they make up again, and they're back on the loop. They keep on having cycles, and all cycles that end, they end just as bad as they begin. There is no there's no break. Like, what the fuck? The energy that I'm feeling right now is like they don't have a chance to even catch their breath before they're breaking up and making up again. Okay? It's like they're on and off. I don't feel like he's actually with her. I feel like they break up and they get back together, and then they go their separate ways, or they try to, and then they just keep getting pulled back in, because you have the devil here, which represents his ego. She feeds his ego like no other woman. And that is what he loves. That is what he craves about her. She feeds his addictions. Okay, whatever addictions he may have, be it alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's sex, she gives it all to him, which lights his palate, lights his fire, lights up his world. It blows his mind plus 99, because he feels a deep connection, even deeper than the one that he has with you at this moment, because you're in separation. It's deeper than what you guys had, because it feeds his cardinal cravings, you see. He instantly gets self gratification with her over and over again. And even the sex is very intense, because you have dark energies that are involved, honey. It's not spiritual. It's not a spiritual connection like the connection that he has with you. It's a spiritual connection, but a different kind. It's a dark spiritual connection. And I even feel like he is dealing with a succubus demon that is also having sex with him at night. And this is the reason why, when he's not in a relationship, he's okay, because his needs are being met on the astral plane. And this demon is coming to him and has been assigned to him because, let's just say, of some situations that he put himself into to open up that door. Okay, I'm not going to go into the detail, but he's also being satisfied in every way sexually when he's not with anyone. Okay. And I feel like the succubus demon is very jealous. She's not only jealous of the karmic, but she's very, very jealous of you, and was very happy when he left you, because then she was able to have more sex with him and to steal his light and all those things that he allowed her to do, because in his inability to know himself and not standing in his true autonomy and giving into his lower cravings, he was out of jurisdiction. And so this succubus took dominion over him, and she is dominating him. And that is what I am channeling through this card. If you look at this woman, okay, don't she look like a succubus? And look at the divine masculine in the background. She has sucked the life force literally out of the divine masculine. I can't make this stuff up. The cards do not lie. The cards are able to just, I can channel all day long, but when I look at the cards, whoo, it just gives me a new meaning of what I am channeling and what I am seeing, and based off of the energy, you see. And then if you can see, this is his life force. She's whipping it back and forth like a whip. Okay, she's whipping him into submission. She's whipping him into obedience to her. She is dominating him, and telling him when he can even be with Miss Karmic. Okay, she is controlling him. This succubus is controlling your DM. He doesn't even know it. He just thinks that he's King Dingaling, and he can even make himself come. Seriously. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is your divine masculine. He is now awakening. He's trying his very best to awaken and to be his true self. And the Page of Pentacles starts with a new beginning, a new fresh start financially. So I feel like his wealth is turning around for him. I feel like he didn't have it bad, but right now he's becoming better in his financial prowess, in his financial acuity, in his financial being. As once before, I feel like this divine masculine came from a place of poverty, but right now he is living high on a hog. Okay, and so that's the reason why Karmic is entertaining him to the extent because he's taking care of her. All right. But he's not with her because this is represented by the hermit. He's not in a relationship with her. He's alone. And in his aloneness, he is doing introspection. He is doing really deep soul searching. Okay. Because he's trying to figure it all out. He's trying to figure out why things have happened the way that they've happened. I don't believe that this divine masculine is aware that it's his own doing. He don't realize that he is the reason why you both are where you are at this moment. You see. But another reason why him and the Karmic are not together is because the universe is coming in to test him and to test her. The test is not to see how strong their love is, because he doesn't love her. He only loves her to the extent of what she does for him. Okay. He is an opportunist. Your divine masculine, he's an opportunist if I've never seen one. Okay. So he don't love her, even though the fact that he possibly could have a child, or they're playing house with the child that she has with another husband or another partner, third party. He is using that child as an scapegoat to continue to have a doorway back in. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not a real connection that he even have with this child. He is using this child as a catalyst, as his way back in. Your divine masculine is a master manipulator. He's very smart. Okay. But he is really, let's just say, he's in for a rude awakening. He is, because the universe has stepped in, and the test of all tests is about to meet him. I feel like it's coming, and it's coming anytime soon, because what you weep, you shall also sow, and what you sow, you shall also weep. You weep what you sow. What goes around comes back around. And I feel like with the temperance coming, when he's poured out, he's definitely going to have to pour back in. And I don't think when it comes to him pouring it back in, it's going to be so palatable. And it's not going to be as easy as when he poured it out. You know, they say you can dish it in, but you can't dish it out. But since we are looking at the temperance card and she's pouring, I'm saying pouring, because that's what's being channeled, and that's what I'm being guided to say by spirit. Now, we have him in the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is him digging really deep. If you can see, this is the Karmic, and this is your divine masculine. He's drowning. He's drowning in this situation. He's conflicted because one minute he wants to leave, and then the next minute he wants to stay. One minute he wants to come back towards you, then the next minute he don't want to even deal with you. And I feel like a lot of you are estranged from your divine masculine right now. You're not in contact. And if you are in contact, he's not replying or responding you, but he's reading your text messages. When you call him, he doesn't pick up the phone, but he still is in contact with you by engaging in what you're sending him. He's reading all of your text messages. Don't think that he's not. He is, because he's still thinking about you, because he's in the Two of Swords. He's still trying to think how he's going to move back towards you. But every time, his addiction and his low debauchery way of living keeps pouring him back to succubus. Okay? And that succubus energy. And then the succubus is leading him back to Karmic. Because the succubus loves when they have sex, because she's in there having sex too. And it's not just the divine masculine and the Karmic that's in the bedroom, but it's the spirit that's also loving, enjoying this lower energy. It loves it. It doesn't like the higher energy with the divine feminine and the light. It loves the dark. Both of them are in a dark place right now, the Karmic and your divine masculine. This is a heavy reading. The spirit loves to have sex with your divine masculine and the karmic. That's why it's so intense. It's not, and your divine masculine think it's more intense and it's more sexual and it's more spiritual. And he's kind of right. It is more spiritual because you got a demonic spirit in here that's having sex with the both of the karmic and the divine masculine. Okay? So your divine masculine thinks it's meant to be because it feels so good when he don't even recognize that it's being fueled from an outside force that's a dark force. Let's move from this energy. Let's get into your reading. You have the angel of Thou Note. Okay, this angel is showing up because she recognizes that it's the darkest before the dawn. Divine Feminine, you are in this place where you are needing so much clarity right now because all that you know is what Source has told you about this union, and it has not materialized yet. It has not manifested yet. And you're doing your very best to be so obedient to what Source has told you, to not have any doubt, to not allow fear and lack to creep in. But it's becoming difficult by the day because not only do you have those feelings and emotions, but you have another set of feelings and emotions. You have a need to be loved. You have a need to be made love to. You have a need to have security. And you keep looking at the fact of, why should I have to entertain him? Why should I have to hold space and love and light for him when he continue to keep entertaining other people? And here it is, I'm pushing people away. You got people that are coming to you that want to have a relationship and build a relationship with you, but because you're so enamored and in love with your divine masculine, you can't even entertain another energy, because then you think that you would be doing the same thing. You would be putting him in third party energy, which is never true. But you can't give what you don't have. You've given all of your heart. You've given all of your love to divine masculine, and he has taken it all for granted. And he took everything that you gave away and gave it to karmic and soulmate and all other women other than you. But the way that the divine masculine is looking at this situation is that he is now coming to his senses. He's starting to realize how he's treated you. And now he has to eat crow. It's time for him to pay the piper. And the universe is forcing him to do just that. Cosmic rewards are coming in, and Saturn is kicking everybody's asses right now. Okay? And your divine masculine, his ass ain't exempt. Just because it ain't happened yet, don't mean that it's not going to happen. When he thinks about you, although he's stubborn as hell, he thinks about you in the Two of Cups energy. Divine masculine recognizes that you do have a spiritual connection, and it is deeper than the connection that he has with Miss Karmic. Okay? When he comes to his soberness, he starts to realize who you are to him. It's only when he's under that dark magic and that dark spell of the succubus and that he cannot realize who you are and see you for who you are, because he has other things that are clouding his mind, like drugs and alcohol, you see. But in his heart of hearts, the heart cannot deny what the mind knows. And the mind can no longer deny what the heart knows when the heart takes over. And I feel like right now he's in his heart space at this now moment. And he realizes the union is a sacred union. This death card represents the relationship in the love triangle that he has put you in. It has to die. The reason why you are not with divine masculine right now is that even though he's single, he's still going back and forth, and he is still having relations, sexual relations, and even, personal relationships with this karmic person. And source energy is not going to destroy you no more than what you have already been suffering with this divine masculine coming back to you and putting you in a third party relationship. So this is dying out. This card represents life and it represents death, because after every death, You have to have life. There has to be a rebirth. So divine masculine is right now in transformation mode. Divine masculine that you're dealing with is a recovering narcissist, okay? And the reason why I say a recovering narcissist is just like a recovering alcoholic. They can always turn back to their old ways. But I think that he's starting to see the error of his ways and how he treated you. Not only how he treated you, but how he spoke to you. He spoke to you like you were last year's reject, okay? He did not honor you. He didn't care about how he spoke to you, and whatever came up just came out. He had no filter, you see. And if you can look at this card, this divine masculine has his sword down to the ground, because I feel like he is hanging up those words, those, harsh comments and those rash decisions and those impulsive actions and reactions to you based off of just the little bitty things that you said that triggered him and sent him into an anger or a fit or a tantrum. Okay. So I feel like with the wolf being on the side of him, that represents the wildness, but yet and still you see that the wolf is poised. So that means that he's taming that. He's gaining mastery over that. Okay. He's no longer in that headspace. He is really sorry. If you look at this man, okay, come a little bit closer. Look at him. He almost has a look on his face like, what have I done? And I really feel like that is what a lot of you divine feminines, what your divine masculine is doing. He's really in this place of introspection, trying to figure out what the hell he did to you and why. Okay. Now, he wants to come towards you. He wants to give you an offer with the Eight of Swords. He wants to come in and he's thinking so much about you. But if you look around her, there is so much that is surrounding around her and crowning her head. There's like a lot of souls. Do you see that? This represents your divine masculine. He not only have mistreated you, he's mistreated every woman that has come his way. He's dominated you. The Ace of Swords is domination and power. That's what this card represents in this deck. Okay? And so he knows that he either has to shit or get off the pot. He cannot come back to you the way that he left you. Okay? And so therefore, he's trying to change his old ways, but you can see every person that he has had a relationship with, he's been the same way. No one has stood up or took up or entertained his mess besides you and Karmic. And that is the reason why he's stuck in this love triangle and he doesn't know how to figure it out. Because see, before he met Miss Karmic thing, you were the only one to put up with it. And there was no other woman that would have ever dreamed of putting up with it. But because of Karmic ties that he had and Karmic connections that he had with his previous soulmate in another lifetime that he had to clear karma with, they came, they reconnected, and unbeknownst to himself, he didn't realize that he didn't have to sleep with her again. Just because you are a lover in a previous life doesn't mean you have to sleep together in this lifetime. But because him not fully understanding his Kundalini awakening in his sexual energy and his sacral chakra, he succumbed to the temptation. And now he has created hell on earth for himself. But if you look at this, you have the King of Pentacles. And even though he has this hell on earth, he has all this wealth that he has amassed, he's not thinking about giving it to her. Although I do feel like he does give her money, but he wants to take care of you. He wants to come in and he wants to honor you. But again, he's still in that Two Swords energy where he's blocking the union and he's blocking the manifestation of the union from coming in because he is so drunk, high, sexed up, and drowning in his temptations. You see. So how can he come in and move towards you when man's down? Literally. That is the reason why he has to cut off this connection with the karmic. If he cuts this connection off, then this connection can be easily cut off, because if he removes himself from alcohol, the drugs, the substance abuse, and the sexual addiction, this has no place to feed. Okay? But now you have the ending with the Nine of Pentacles, which represents a fresh start, new beginnings with wealth. And it also means that you have everything that you need, Divine Feminine. And that's the way he looks at you. You are all that he needs. You're everything that he needs. He wants to come back in. He wants to sweep you off of your feet. But he is sick right now. He's spiritually sick. Okay? He has a decision to make. And I feel he will make that decision, whether he like to or want to or not. He is going to make that decision, because Temperance is coming in to test him to make the right decision. But a decision is going to be made, because you have the Temperance card, you have the Angel Newt, which is a major arcana in this deck. You have the Death card, you have the Devil, you have 4 major arcanas. Oh, and you have the Hermit. That's 5. Okay, so you have 5 major arcanas, which means that all of this is imminent. First and foremost, I don't even know if you want to even consider him being with the karmic, because like I said, with the Hermit card, it means he's alone. And even though they go back and forth, that's not your problem. The reason why they're going back and forth is because he is not wanting to give anyone his heart. He don't have to give her his heart. She accepts him being the liar and the cheater that he is. Okay? So with her, he don't feel like he has to do work to come back to you. He has to die to himself, his old self. He can't be his new self. He can't be the narcissistic person that he was. Okay? He has to be your twin flame, coming back in his emperor power, standing in his autonomy. And even being an emperor is not always a good thing, because that means that he can still dominate you and be dominating. Okay? Like I've always told you guys, I don't want an emperor. Give me the alchemist. Okay? I don't even want the magician. There are 2 different things. When I channel, I don't feel the same energy for the alchemist that I feel for the magician. The magician is old turtle. And that person can be very manipulative and a master manipulator. But with the alchemist is kind of like, to me, the female version of the high priestess. They can turn shit into sunshine. They know who they are. They accept their God and divinity within themselves, their God selves, and they are connected to their higher selves. So anyone that's connected to their higher self is not going to mistreat you, berate you, or abuse you. But at this very moment, with this divine masculine, I really want you to understand and look at this from a higher perspective. I am not saying this so you can right his wrong, and I'm not righting his wrong as well. But when people are sick and they're ill, you have to look at them with compassion, and from a higher perspective. You can no longer look at them as being a liar and a cheater and a hoe and a slut. If they have their sacral chakra, which is blocked, unbeknownst to themselves, they're going to be promiscuous. They're going to want to sleep with whoever they want to sleep with if they have an imbalanced sacral chakra. Okay? It's not because that's their personality trait and that's a part of them. It's because they have blocked energy. And when you start looking at this from a higher perspective in 5D and above, it helps you to internalize and master your emotions a lot better. And I have come to the conclusion of your beautiful reading. This was a heavy ass reading. I'm going to have to clear myself after this one. And I suggest that you do it too. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give you some help with the Kick Karma Ass Spray. That is for all of you. I do send that your way to clear your energy. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Divine Masculine is definitely in a place where he is awakening. He is coming to his senses about this union. Okay, he is. But as far as doing any work, no work is being done now because he's still in that introspection mode. All right. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a love donation if you feel inclined to. You can also purchase a gift from my gift registry on Amazon and it will appear on the channel. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. I do also want to say that I am not going to do an extended version. I am very limited on my time. But if you would like to do a one question answer for $5.55, bring those on. I will do those. It only takes me just pulling 3 cards to answer that. And it could take up to 24 hours before I'll be able to get to you. Okay. All right, everyone. Namaste.